She vanished for months and returned with mysteries no one could unravel. U-530, a Kriegsmarine submarine shrouded in legend. But before she sailed on her most mysterious voyage, there was a patrol where every minute teetered on the edge of disaster. The 5th Patrol, October 17, 1943, the start of an operation that would last a record 129 days. Commanded by Captain Lieutenant Kurt Lange, the mission to penetrate the approaches to the Panama Canal, where strategic fuel convoys were moving. The risks were enormous. Allied aircraft operated from Bermuda and escorts guarded the shipping lanes. On December 26, about 90 miles northeast of Cristobal, U-530 spots the American tanker Chapultepec, a T-2 type, over 10,000 tons displacement, carrying 101,176 barrels of bunker fuel from Aruba. An acoustic detector aboard the tanker picks up the torpedo launch, but seconds later the bow shudders from the explosion. The tanker's captain orders full-speed zigzagging, levels the load, and despite 2 wounded crew, the ship reaches Cristobal under her own power. On December 29, in the same area, luck turns. The American tanker Esso Buffalo spots a periscope, and most likely by accident, rams U-530 at coordinates 10 degrees 25 north, 78 degrees 28 west. The damage is serious, but there are no casualties. Lange orders an emergency dive, and the boat slips into the depths. With a damaged hull avoiding patrol zones, U-530 begins her long journey home. On February 22, 1944, she arrives in Lorient. This patrol would become the prelude to events that would one day make her the most mysterious submarine of the Kriegsmarine. May 22, 1944. German U-boat U-530 departs from Lorient under the command of Captain Lieutenant Kurt Lange. Her destination, the waters near Trinidad, but her true mission lies far out in the open Atlantic. This patrol was unlike any before. U-530 carried a top-secret cargo, a Naxos radar detector, a radar technician, and a navigator, all destined for a rendezvous with a Japanese submarine, I-52. 52 was no ordinary submarine. She was on a diplomatic and trade mission, carrying 2 tons of gold, 3T opium, tin, molybdenum, and rubber, bound for Nazi Germany as payment for military technology. On board were also Japanese engineers and diplomats en route to Berlin. On June 23, 1944, 850 nautical miles west of Cape Verde, the 2 Axis submarines meet. Under moonlight, crew members carefully transfer the cargo across a rubber dinghy, while overhead, Allied aircraft search the skies. What neither crew knew, Allied intelligence had intercepted Japanese transmissions. American codebreakers knew the rendezvous point. That night, TBM Avengers launched from escort carrier USS Bog dropped sonobuoys, scanning the sea for propeller sounds. A contact is made I-52. A Fido acoustic torpedo is released. Within minutes, the Japanese submarine is struck and sunk with all hands. But U-530, nearby and undetected, dives and escapes into the darkness. Without making contact, she turns west and vanishes into the Atlantic. Silent, still, invisible, the Americans never detect her. U-530 vanishes beneath the Atlantic curtain. What follows is a mystery. For 133 days, U-530 remains unheard, unseen. No radio messages, no intercepted Morse, no attack reports, just empty ocean. Some speculate she shadowed Allied shipping. Others say she simply drifted. Official logs, none. The Kriegsmarine's own records list only her departure and her return. On October 4, 1944, U-530 arrives in Flensburg, exhausted but intact. Her mission officially called uneventful. But behind that word lies one of the longest, most secretive patrols of the war. To this day, her patrol report remains empty of specifics. No dates, no charts, just a ghostly silence. U-530's 6th Patrol stands as a riddle of the Atlantic, a covert meeting, a fatal ambush, and a 133-day odyssey into the unknown. July 1945. World War II is over. In the port of the Argentine city of Mar del Plata, a German submarine, U-530, arrives, but its appearance raises more questions than answers. In March 1945, U-530 left the German port of Kiel under the command of 24-year-old Oberleutnant Otto Wermuth. The mission was to patrol the waters off the eastern coast of the United States. By April 1945, the submarine was off the coast of New York, launching torpedoes with no success. Then came May. On May 8, Germany surrenders and submarine commanders are given orders to surrender to the Allies. However, the crew of U-530 makes a different decision. Instead of heading to the nearest Allied port, U-530 steers south. But who gave this order, and why? According to the captain, the submarine crossed the equator near the St. Peter and St. Paul rocks, and then stayed 200 nautical miles offshore to avoid patrols. There was an order from Berlin, he claimed, which kept him on this secret mission. But soon, the first contradictions emerge. On July 9, 1945, U-530 arrived in Argentine waters near the Punta Mogotes lighthouse. But before entering the port, the crew spent a day near the city of Miramar. Could someone have left the submarine before its official surrender? But the strangest part, the descriptions of the captain don't match. The real Wormuth was short and dark-haired, but the man who brought the submarine to port was tall and blonde. Moreover, during the interrogation, he avoided answering questions and was very vague about the details of the voyage. Before surrendering, the crew of U-530 destroyed all documents, maps, codebooks, and other confidential materials. The submarine also disposed of all weaponry, including torpedoes, radars, and even small arms. But there was confusion among the crew about how they disposed of the weaponry. The captain claimed that the deck gun was left in Germany, while the crew unanimously stated that they threw it overboard. The contradictions in their testimonies only fueled rumors. There is a theory that U-530 wasn't just seeking refuge, but was transporting someone or something to South America. Where did the new captain come from? Why did they hide at sea for so long? What happened to one of the 6 inflatable dinghies? Could U-530 have been connected to the escape of high-ranking Nazis to Argentina? After the investigation, Argentina handed U-530 over to the U.S. Navy, which used it for training exercises. On November 28, 1947, the submarine was torpedoed by USS Toro. But with U-530, its secrets went down to the depths. Was this just a submarine fleeing after a defeat? Or did U-530 carry out a secret mission, one we may never fully understand? Follow for more deep-sea mysteries, the Second World War history, and naval stories.